The ongoing tensions between the United States and Russia have shaped global politics for decades. But in recent years, these tensions have escalated to a new level. Sanctions, diplomatic standoffs, and military posturing. Today, we'll break down the key moments in the US-Russia conflict, the reasoning behind these sanctions, and their global implications. To understand the US-Russia relationship, we must first look back at the Cold War. The decades-long rivalry defined much of the 20th century. Although the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, leaving the US as the world's dominant superpower, Russia, under President Vladimir Putin, has sought to reassert itself on the global stage. Tensions between the US and Russia reached a boiling point in 2014 when Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine. The international community condemned the move, and in response, the US and its allies imposed economic sanctions on Russia. These sanctions targeted key sectors such as energy, defense, and finance. But that's not all. Accusations of Russian interference in the 2016 US presidential election further strained relations. Both the US Congress and the European Union ramped up sanctions, aiming to curb Russian influence on the global stage. Sanctions are one of the most powerful tools used by the US against Russia. They're designed to cripple Russia's ability to finance its operations, limit its global reach, and put pressure on its leaders. Key sanctions include restrictions on oil exports, a cornerstone of the Russian economy, and bans on financial transactions with major Russian banks. In recent years, individual sanctions have also targeted Russian oligarchs close to President Putin, freezing their assets and limiting their travel. Russia has responded with counter-sanctions of its own, banning imports from the West and investing in efforts to make its economy more self-reliant. But the sanctions have had a serious impact. Russia's economy has struggled, and its citizens have felt the weight of inflation and reduced access to international goods. However, these sanctions don't just affect Russia. Global energy prices, trade dynamics, and alliances have shifted dramatically. Europe, heavily reliant on Russian natural gas, has been forced to seek alternative energy sources. The US and its allies are also dealing with the economic fallout as markets adjust. Despite numerous rounds of sanctions, tensions between the US and Russia show no signs of easing. The conflict in Ukraine continues to be a flashpoint, with both sides engaging in a game of brinkmanship. The question remains, will sanctions be enough to alter Russia's course? As the world watches, the geopolitical landscape remains uncertain. One thing is clear, the stakes are high, and the outcome of this conflict will shape global politics for years to come. From Cold War rivalry to modern-day sanctions, the relationship between the US and Russia remains complex and fraught with tension. As the world navigates this new era of global power struggles, the decisions made by these two nations will have far-reaching consequences. Stay tuned as we continue to track this evolving story.